What I'm going to do here is I'm going to clean up the right-hand inner wing. I can already see that it's got a whole lot of rust up here. This is eaten away. This was a bracket that went to the front panel, but I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. Check behind the suspension bracket or the shock mount bracket. Of course, it looks like it's already eaten all the way up here. First of all, I'm just going to remove everything and then clean it up. Cleaning it up to me is usually a 3 or 4 step process. Even though it's kind of warm here in Texas and it's kind of warm to the touch, I'm going to heat it up with a heat gun because this will actually help it come off a lot quicker than normal. Sometimes it'll come off in strips or layers. Once I get the bulk of it off with a scraper, usually a little metal chisel, I am going to then take a wire brush to it. I'm going to take a wire brush to get a lot of the rust off, and then the heavier grease. Then I'm going to clean it off. I'm going to clean it off with a degreaser, and then I'm going to take a nylon abrasive wheel to it. But first of all, I'm going to remove everything from here, starting with the suspension bracket. So the tools that I'm using for this is one of my favorite tools so far. It's a very thin scraper and it's also flexible. So the fact that it's flexible helps me get around the contour. I'm also using, for the tighter areas, I'm using a little flathead screwdriver and a hardened scraper. But before I do, again, I heat it up because it helps it come off a whole lot easier. That's so much nicer than having to scrape. I tried to scrape as much of that, whatever it is. I don't know if it's butyl, if it's oil and dirt, years packed on, or what, but some of it came off the sheets, but then I tried to get as much of it off as I could so that I saved my wire brushes and my nylon brushes. So what I'm going to do now, and this is because I have this stuff, I know I can use paint thinner or other degreasers, but this is oven cleaner that I bought from a dollar store. So it was $1 for a can, and this stuff does a pretty good job. So I'll try to clean all of it off that I can, and then I'll take the wire brush to it. Oh boy, and I should be wearing a mask with this stuff because it's like really bad. Again, my aim here is just to help save my abrasive brushes from gunking up too quick. Alright, so I'm going to do just a little section like of all the steps, and then I'll turn the camera off because it's pretty redundant. But the overall purpose for me, if you're replacing the entire panel, you wouldn't need to do all this. You just cut it out or remove the spot welds, drill them out, and remove the panel. But for me, I don't know where all the spot welds are, so I'm going to clean it thoroughly so then I can see the spot welds, making my job easier. And I kind of like it. I guess I'm a little, I like to clean, so this is kind of like cleaning. It's cleaning up nicely. And my brush isn't getting all gunked up with whatever that stuff was, butyl, oil, whatever. All right, so here you can see, and of course I'll finish the entire panel like this, but you can see if the camera's picking it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, spot welds are beautifully clear now. I mean, even over here, going from the inner wing to the flitch panel, I believe, you can see the spot welds. So I'll do the entire panel with that same process, and I'll show the end result. Okay, so I've cleaned up as much as I could. I could have spent a little bit more time getting all the nips and bits of down here in the spot welds, but for this purposes, it's pretty clean, except for you can see all the rust spots. But the spot welds, you know, because I didn't know where they were, you can see every single one of them. So when it comes time to replacing this panel, whether I cut a piece out here to replace this or this area, I pretty much see everything. Of course, then I started poking around. Yeah, look at there. So now I know where. Of course, I can see the rust. I know exactly where the rust is and where the bad bits are. And so now I can start tackling this area. I already know that I'm going to do that. But the main purpose is I've cleaned it up. I'm becoming more familiar with my car. This kind of helps me, even though I can look on the inside and I can make assumptions of how the box frame attaches to the inner wing. Now I can see it. I mean, I can see the spot welds, and for me that helps. So hopefully my next task will be to start cutting, or no, it'll be popping out spot welds. But all right, thanks for watching, and bye just now.